everybody to this video for the Casing Kelly blog hop celebrating Kelly Letibola. She's a good friend of mine, even though I've never met her. I'm making this card based on some of her cards that I've admired, that I've pinned on Pinterest and I've looked at on her blog. I decided I wanted to make one with a cutout on the front, so you can see I'm doing that now. I needed to do something with a rainbow because I love rainbows, so does Kelly, so that was just a given. I also wanted to do something with masking, so you can see I'm making some masks here on some Inkadinkado stamp masking paper and just fussy cutting them out. And I also wanted to do something with Copic colouring because Kelly is just amazing at Copic colouring. She's so good. I really need to get some lessons from her because I'm completely amateur when it comes to Copic colouring, but hey, I do my best. So I've got these flowers from Altenews Henna Elements stamp set, which I just love, and I'm just stamping them in this panel area that I've ruled off using my little cut pieces on the front panel of the card. And I'm stamping over it. That's okay, I won't necessarily colour the whole lot, and most of them is going to be covered up anyway. So I'm masking some of them off, just stamping them over and over again to get a nice panel with lots and lots of flowers in there, because that's what Kelly's cards are all about, is about masking and flowers. If you ask me to describe Kelly's style, it'll be Copic colouring, masking and flowers. Or butterflies. I haven't added any butterflies to this card, and I feel a bit weird not doing that because Kelly does lots and lots of butterfly cards, but hey, I went with flowers instead. So here I'm just checking that it's all nicely filled in where that panel is going to be showing. And it's pretty much done. So now I'm going to take my little eraser. I've got this tiny little pen-like eraser, and just rubbing off those pencil marks because I wasn't quite sure whether the pencil marks would still show after Copic colouring, so I rubbed them off. And then I'm going to, but while I've got my stamps out and my inks out, I'm going to stamp this sentiment. I'm going to get my head in the way. I just thought this sentiment was just perfectly Kelly. It just fit her so accurately that I decided to use it. I was searching for all these things that said awesome, and then I just came across that one. I thought, nah, I don't need awesome, I just need that sentiment. Anyway, I'm going to cut out most of this Copic colouring because I don't do anything special with Copic colouring, I just do my best. This is the most special thing I did, is just picking up a little bit of a darker colour with a lighter colour to get a blend better, because the two colours that I had were a little bit too far apart from each other, and got a blend that way. So once I'd finished colouring, and of course there's the rainbow, I got my white gel pen and I went along all those little dash lines on the large flowers. I went in between them with the white gel pen. I also added some dots to some of the smaller flowers just to give a little bit more contrast. It's another thing you always find in Kelly's cards is heaps and heaps of contrast. So mine doesn't have nearly as much contrast as Kelly's do, but I do my best. Anyway, there was just a little bit there that needed a little bit of extra black. Didn't stamp properly, so I just added some black with my Memento Tuxedo Black marker. So now I'm just adding those panels on the top with some foam tape. And you can see how that sentiment just lines up nicely underneath the coloured panel. And here I'm just adding some Wink of Stella because you just have to. Sorry, it's a card by me, and it's a card casing a card by Kelly, so it has to have Wink of Stella, no question about it. So I'm giving it just a really liberal dose of Wink of Stella all over those flowers. And then the last little bit I decided there were two little bits in the corners that didn't have any colour, so I just went in with a very pale grey Copic marker, just so that it wasn't completely blank in there. So there was a tiny little bit of contrast with the white panels on top. Anyway, I've listed all of the materials on my blog, so please go and visit my blog and follow on with the blog hop. Thank you so much for visiting, and happy blog hop, Kelly. Yay!